On the second night of a back-to-back, the Raptors take it to the Los Angeles Lakers. Huge performances by Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry as they combined for 76 points. 121-114 is your final. Raps record now 27-38. Trying to inch closer to that final play-in spot. Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Raptors Night Cap. Randy Urban alongside Sherman Hamilton, Paul Jones, and Leo Rautins. Just like we drew it up, fellas. No Fred, no OG, no Trent Jr. Jonesy, I'll start with you. Seemed like Lowry was out to make a statement tonight.
I saw something on Twitter that said, they did say Kyle Lowry was going to have an impact on the Lakers playoffs and playoff run this year. And Kyle's deciding to do it from Toronto. He was fabulous tonight. And what I liked was every screen and roll, Kyle was in motion. He was coming off, sprint screens to get him open, caught the ball, making quick, decisive decisions, quick, authoritative decisions, dishing the ball, shooting the ball, penetrating into the lane, finding somebody, floating it. He was the head of the snake tonight. He and Pascal did a great job. And I thought Kyle, it seemed like he had a little extra incentive there. He was making shots, played with that bounce, played with that joy, that young enthusiasm, and he took it right at LA. And Randall, reminded me of one of those movies where the gangster has the guy over the balcony and he's shaking him down, holding him over the balcony upside down, shaking him down. That's what Kyle was doing to the Lakers tonight.
Leo, you think somebody got to him from the stands, some of the few fans, or what happened there?
Well, all I know is, Kyle's not the kind of guy you want to talk too much trash to. So somebody definitely said something. And, Kyle's going, hey, you should have paid up. You could have had me. All right. You could have had me, but you didn't want to. You think I'm worth it now? He definitely let it go. But, hey, you think about that. I mean, not only did they score, Pascal and Kyle combined for 76 points. They also combined for 15 rebounds and 15 assists. Right. So just a big time performance by both of those guys. Mm-hmm. But, what's been the story? Like, what have we been talking about last couple of games is, you fade, you lose in the fourth quarter because you just can't maintain it. They maintain it because the bench played. So we're talking about Kyle being spectacular, Pascal being spectacular, but you got 41 points from a bench that hasn't been there, a depleted bench, no less. And they stepped up and they played a two-way game too. It wasn't just offense. So, this was one of those great performances that, you got to be impressed with. And it was fun to watch.
Sure. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this beautiful light that's flashing through your screen.
That's what happens when the Raptors win, man. We get light.
It's like the
Hollywood.
flash just
Hollywood.
ran through. Yeah, the Hollywood lights. The guys mentioned already Pascal and Kyle. What did you like about Pascal's performance? Because he was awesome.
Well, I like the fact that he was aggressive from the jump. I mean, in that first quarter, he went right at the Lakers. 17 points and did a great job scoring from all levels. He didn't just shoot threes. He didn't just shoot mid-range shots. He got to the basket as well. So he was very versatile in that first quarter, and it kind of set the tone. Mm-hmm. And you think about it, when he and Kyle get it going like that, guys got to fall in line, and they did. To Leo's point, that 40-point second quarter was largely due to the bench and what they were able to do. And you think about how that bench allowed guys like Kyle and Pascal to not come back into the game to try and salvage things early in the game. Then you see their energy late. And I think there's a direct correlation to not having to come into the game earlier than they need to in that second quarter and being able to finish the game with the kind of pop that they need to help this team win. Another thing is the Raptors had 13 offensive rebounds and 16 points, second chance points. So they were aggressive on the glass. I thought an underrated radar player was Freddie Gillespie. He did a great job in his minutes on the floor, battling on the glass, second chance opportunities. And DeAndre Bembry had one of those games where it might have been a message to Nick Nurse. Hey, don't forget about me again. I've done this before. I can do it again. Get me some minutes.
Yeah, Jonesy, it seemed like the beginning of the game, you kind of felt like, oh, what are we in for tonight? Kind of just because, Fred's not playing. The defense was lackluster, I would say. You give up 38 points. You're not playing great defense. And then as the guys have mentioned, the bench comes in, changes the complexion. Kyle has 13 in the quarter. Who did you like in that second unit? Who stood out to you in that second unit?
Well, as Sherman said, I thought DeAndre Bembry did a terrific job with his scoring, with his defense as well. I mean, you got to look at the other end of the floor. And to Sherman's point about Freddie Gillespie, he's not going to blow you away with his athleticism, but he's able to finish close to the basket. And he's an effort guy. And I love the way he uses his body around the basket to box out, to carve out position. Like I said, he's not going to be flying above the rim, but he's going to be sound and solid, using his body fundamentally to capture the ball, get rebounds. I mean, he was 11 and 7 tonight in 20 minutes, and some great finishes. And again, blocking guys out, rebounding, taking up space, challenging shots. I like what he did. And, Kem Birch didn't have the night that we usually get from him. And some of the other guys, Malachi Flynn didn't have that, but because the bench was able to step up, hey, Rodney Hood did a really nice job in limited minutes as well, keeping possessions alive, making nice plays in terms of moving the ball offensively and giving them a little scoring too.
Leo, you gave some pretty high praise to Gillespie in the game. You talked about his potential being basically limitless. What makes you say that?
Well, okay, first of all, he's got a good, strong body. And what I really like, if you look at him, he's not afraid to get out and chase people. He's not afraid to go up on a high pick and roll. He's not afraid to get a matchup with a smaller guy and go and play with his feet. A lot of big guys don't like to do that. He doesn't mind doing that, and he does a pretty good job of it. He'll contest anything coming inside. And what really impressed me in this game is he had some really difficult catches in the paint, in traffic, people around him, didn't travel, didn't panic, found a way to either go up strong, had that one long baby hook down the stretch of the game too. That was pretty impressive from about 12 feet out. I just thought that he showed a lot. And just hearing Nick Nurse talk about it, saying that they can't wait. Yeah, there's skill development and all that, but they can't wait to get him in the summers and work on his body, get him quicker, get him stronger, get his weight where it needs to be, and then see what happens with this guy. So I really do think he's got a bright future. I think he's got a great work ethic, and he showed a lot in this game.
Sherman, let's talk a little bit about the Lakers, because their offense at times looked, disjointed. I think LeBron was deferring a little bit too much. It was our first chance to get to see, Drummond, LeBron, and AD up close. What did you think?
Well, first of all, LeBron's not healthy. So I thought that he really struggled tonight. And it's still a testament to how good he is to still have, what did he have, 16 points or something like that in this game?
19, yeah.
19 points, yeah. He still was able to put points on the board, but he wasn't really lifting. He wasn't taking off. He was playing physically on the ground and using his body, but he wasn't elevating the way we're used to seeing him elevate. And you could see his mobility was definitely affected. When you factor that into how much LeBron keys a lot of what happens on the offensive end, then other guys have to play a bit better. And Drummond got into a bit of foul trouble early, but he's still not the guy you're going to throw the ball to possession after possession to find offense from. He's basically the defense, rebounding, and when you drop it off to him, finish. And Anthony Davis, I don't know if he's healthy either. He was grabbing at that shoulder, which we know has been causing problems. So this Laker team right now, from a health perspective, I'd be concerned about. If they're healthy, there's no concern about them figuring it out. But I'm not sure that they're healthy. And I think that the Raptors ran into this team at the right time because they're not feeling as healthy as they will be, hopefully, down the road.
Hey, Randall, can you imagine, Leo, Sherm, can you imagine LeBron James in the play-in game? Because right now they're tied. Dallas, Portland, and the Lakers are all tied 5, 6, 7. And there's one chair that's going to be left open. And one of those teams is going to be in the play-in game. We got a couple weeks left in the season. And, if you're the Lakers, that's the last thing you want. They always talk about, with LeBron especially, get into the playoffs, get your work done early, finish a team off, and get your rest going forward. Man, this is going to be the long route if they have to go that way, and especially if these guys aren't healthy.
Leo, what do you make of their chances?
Well, I'm going to go with what everybody else is saying. If they're healthy and LeBron's okay, if Davis is okay, I'm not worried about the Lakers. I mean, these guys will figure it out. And you know, you don't want to say you're going to flip the switch, but they're capable of flipping the switch and getting it done. Hey, you got to remember, every team in this league wasn't stocking up for anybody else other than to beat LeBron, right? That's why everybody put you know, the power teams in this league tried to get better and deeper and bigger so they could beat the Lakers. So, you know, you look at this team, it is a concern. I mean, LeBron James doesn't look anywhere close to being ready to play. And like Sherm said, he still can give you 19 points, but that wasn't LeBron out there. And remember how impactful he is. I mean, LeBron impacts the whole game. He impacts how everybody plays around him when he's on the floor. So when he's not himself, it's almost like guys aren't sure what to do or how to play with him. And same thing with Davis right now. He doesn't, you know, he's taking bad shots. He's not making the shots. You know, it's, and I'll be honest, I've never been a fan of Drummond. And for all the Raptor fans all season long saying, you got to go get Drummond. Nah. And the Lakers might regret that at some point in time. He's just a big body, but you know, they got some issues. But again, if they're healthy, I wouldn't bet against them.
And remember, I mean, Dennis Schroeder's not there due to COVID protocol. I mean, he's a big factor in terms of being a third guy that can just go get you something. And Wes Matthews, another shooter. This team has players that aren't in the lineup, and health is an issue for sure for this team.
Jonesy, real quick, 15 seconds left in the show. What do they do to get a win against the Clippers on Tuesday?
Same deal. Come out, hit first, see if they can get a great performance from the bench. And we just have to wait till the wheel of fortune spins and we find out who's in the lineup.
That's right. All right, guys. Great stuff as always. Appreciate you doing this. Next up for the Raptors, Tuesday night, as I mentioned, against the Clippers. Another 10 p.m. Eastern start. We'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. You can click to watch our last episode or to subscribe to the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode.